Hello and welcome. Thank you for clicking on this video. Today in the studio we have an Ibanez Mikro bass, the GSRM20. Let's check it out. So this is from their Micro series, and this is a very short scale bass. This comes in at 28.6 inch scale, saddle to nut. This bass features a poplar body mated to a maple neck, 4-bolt bolt-on design, and has a Jatoba fingerboard. That is a completely passive bass with a PJ setup, and the control setup is volume for the P pickup, volume for the bridge pickup, and master tone. Let's check out some of the sounds we can get from this bass. Let's first start with the neck P-style pickup, with the tone rolled all the way off. Now that's pretty woolly and muddy, but it might be a useful tone if you play a lot of dub or reggae, or just need that kind of low fuzzy tone. Let's roll the tone knob up to about 25%. We're still on the neck P pickup. That sounds pretty good. Let's roll the tone up to about 50. You can hear that mid-range open up, and it's starting to get a little metallic sounding. Let's go to 75%. That's a pretty nice sound. I think that could really find a home in a rock track. And here's with the tone knob wide open with just a P pickup. Cool. Now, let's hear the bridge pickup. Now this bridge pickup is quite a bit further away from the bridge than you would expect. I think visually I would have expected the bridge pickup to kind of sit halfway in between, and it would be right about there. But this bridge pickup is closer to the neck, which will actually radically change the tone you can get from this pickup. So let's hear this bridge pickup alone. And I think the best sound and application on this particular bass with this scale is probably with the tone knob at about 25%. So if you are after that bridge pickup Jacko type thing, this might get you there. I think by having the bridge pickup further away from the bridge, it does result in a warmer, more pleasant tone. Because on short scale basses, and especially these super short scale basses, there's so little string vibration in orbit in this area that often the bridge pickup sound is very, very thin and too nasal for my sonic taste. So having this bridge pickup further away does warm it up a bit, as the string does have more vibration orbit around here. Now let's hear the PJ setup. Let's start with the tone knob all the way off. Now I think as a product of having this bridge pickup further away from the bridge, this has a bit of a kind of an underwater kind of phase cancellation type sound. And I think as I roll the tone up, that might become a little more audible. let's roll the tone up to 50%. Both pickups. Around this area, you really start to notice that kind of phase cancellation underwater sound. I'm not sure how much of that will come over YouTube audio. Let's turn the the tone knob wide open. PJ pickups. As you roll the tone knob up with both pickups, you also start hearing some metallic, clanky resonances as well as the strings hit the frets. So I think on this particular bass, I think the most usable tones come from using the neck pickup alone. So having the neck pickup at all the way up with a tone knob around 25 to 50%, I think results in some pretty usable tones. If you want that kind of back by the bridge Jacko thing, using the bridge pickup alone with tone knob about 25% could also be usable. And it's not as thin and nasal sounding as you might find on other short scale basses. I think my least favorite sounds on this particular bass is having both pickups. The most usable one's probably with the tone around 50%, but I think that kind of phase cancellation underwater sound might bug me a little bit. But let's hear this bass in the context of a drum track with those 4 settings I just talked about, and let's see whether or not you like it or not. Here we go. All right. Well, let me know what you think about those sounds. Please leave some comments below. Let's start with some of the things I like about this bass. So the Ibanez Soundgear shape is very familiar to me. I played a Soundgear style Cort 5-string for many, many years. I'm going to throw up a picture here. I think this picture is around 2002, so I was quite a bit younger then. And that Soundgear style bass came with me, and we played a lot of university bar gigs and a lot of open mics. So having a red Soundgear it's almost like coming home for me. So I like the way it looks. Other things I like. The fretwork is actually surprisingly good for a bass of this price. There are no sharp fret ends at all, and looking at it, it's actually quite level. And I think this bass plays pretty evenly up and down the neck. Now, the Ibanez factory worker in China who cut this nut did a really good job. Usually nuts in bases of this price range are usually left way too high. So the first 4 or 5 frets are more difficult to play. But whoever cut this nut, spot on. Similarly, the intonation was reasonably okay when I got this bass. But overall, very comfortable bass to play. It balances pretty well on my lap. This whole bass weighs in at 6.5 pounds. So if you're looking for an ultra lightweight bass to play long sets, this could be it. Now let's talk about things I don't like about this bass. These stock pickups are probably wound a little too hot for my taste. And as a result, you get this kind of more aggressive, gnarly mid-range that I find might be a little too cutting. Now I think I know why they did that. Typically on these lower end basses where you are using lower grade tone woods, if you wind the pickups a little hotter, it kind of masks all the less desirable acoustic properties of a cheaper wood. But as a result, you hear more pickup than wood, and then they kind of all sound the same. I think the dynamic range of these pickups is probably a little smaller than what I would like. But again, this is a sub $300 bass, so your expectations can only be so high. Going back to the bridge pickup here, I think the placement of this is probably too... I think these pickups were too close together. As a result, I think you end up with that kind of phase cancellation underwater sound. So I do think if you wanted a PJ sound, having the bridge pickup a little closer to the bridge might alleviate some of that. But not all is lost, because if you were to solo this bridge pickup, it actually sounds warmer and less nasal than other PJ short scale basses out there. So I guess it might kind of depend what you're into and what kind of sounds you are after. But otherwise, at time of filming, these basses brand new sell for about 279 Canadian dollars, which for 279 Canadian, there's a lot of bass. So that wraps it up today for the Ibanez Mikro GSRM20 super short scale bass. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.